station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Fan's Game Day Scoreboard.
This game day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. We've been waiting all season long for 12 o'clock on November 29th, and we are almost there. Only a little bit of sand left in that hourglass until number 1 Ohio State and number 15 Michigan kick off the newest chapter of the game. We got pregame coverage right here on the Fan all morning leading into the game. If you missed it last night, there were 3 ranked matchups in college football before Saturday even started. There was a big one in Austin as number 16 Texas delivered number 3 Texas A&M their first loss of the season. Texas now sits at 9-3, and we'll have to see how the committee handles them. And because A&M lost, that opens the door for number 4 Georgia to play in the SEC championship game following their 16-9 victory over number 23 Georgia Tech last night. Low-scoring affair, but the Bulldogs controlled the entire game. And in the duel in the desert, number 25 Arizona finishes 9-3 after taking down number 20 Arizona State.
Oh, baby, it's officially football time. This is the KeyBank pregame show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray.
Leonard sails that middle of the field where it's caught by Greathouse. He's tackled at the 40. Tackled by Jordan Hancock and Ohio State. National champion.
Here's DeVere Posey, Dane Sonsenbacher, and Matty Ice.
Oh, here we go. Welcome in to the KeyBank Fan pregame show. Good morning, Buckeye Nation. I'm Matty Ice. In the house with me, the gang is back and better than ever. DeVere Posey, Dane Sonsenbacher, 2 former Buckeye wide receivers on a game day. Not only any game day, fellas, it's the game day for the rivalry. Fellas, good morning. Dane, welcome back.
No, it's not that big a deal, man.
Welcome back.
It's a big deal.
I'm just kidding.
Deal.
I just thought I'd get it started off on the right foot.
Just another game. Just another game.
No.
My boy TLC is in the house. TLC, good morning. How you feeling, big dog? You good over there?
Get a little nervous about my Irish, to be honest with you, because there are some shenanigans going down in Austin last night that might shake some things up. Some of these arguments are getting interesting. So the CFP bracket, this week and next, it's going to get pretty interesting.
Why you're nervous, or what makes you nervous about it?
Because when Sark's making arguments about, hey, if we didn't schedule Ohio State, no one would consider this. Yeah. If they were 10-2, they might be a slam dunk with Oklahoma up there.
He sold me last night.
Because they beat Oklahoma 31-6. That was a little bit of a compelling argument.
Listen, man, they looked the part last night. Arch Manning looked like a dude in the second half. Yesterday, Marcel Reed went down with a little bit of a scare and an injury. He ended up coming back. Great atmosphere for sure yesterday down there in Austin, and for sure a big-time dub for the Longhorns. And so they've got some momentum now. I know Arch Manning after the game was like, hey, we can beat anybody in the college football playoff and all that stuff. So they got some confidence. We shall see if Ohio State and Texas meet again down the road. Fellas, how was Thanksgiving?
Oh, man, it was awesome, man. Successful day in terms of sitting on the couch, just seeing how many hours you can log on the couch when nobody's watching. Yeah. Like sneak a nap, right? 2 plates, checklist everything. Yeah. Checklist.
It's one of those days where you put a dent in the couch. It was one of those days. It was one of those days. Dane, how was Thanksgiving on your side of things?
I didn't have that experience.
Oh.
Yeah, well, because I got 2 little ones. So it was like if I'm not chasing my 2-year-old around, it's, carrying or burping or feeding the 2-month-old. And then I don't know if it's I'm just annoying people, man. I think I was hard to be around this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're that guy.
I think I was. Because I was like, I've got a lot going on here. I was really trying to turn on like the be enjoyable to be around, and I couldn't do it.
Just couldn't find it, huh?
I couldn't find it.
I couldn't find it.
And then yesterday I'm arguing. Oh, man. I don't know if I don't think it's this game, but maybe it's this game. It's a little bit of, I got an argument. I brought that up off the top, like, it's not that big a deal. I got an argument with my brother, who I don't even really see that often at Thanksgiving yesterday. Because we did our Thanksgiving a day later.
Yeah.
Because he was like, no, it's just about, and I was like, don't even start with me. And it got heated, or people got uncomfortable, and I'm like, what am I doing? What are we doing?
I want to know, was there any Ohio State and Indiana back and forth?
Dude, That's what I'm saying. I go from one family is all Indiana people, so I leave that family and then go to my family. And my brother wants to talk to me about the Michigan game. I was like, stop. Can I have a little bit of leeway here? I kind of played in it, and it's like, no.
You mentioned
no, you're dumb. All right.
You brought up Indiana. Credit 12-0 regular season.
Yep.
They beat Purdue last night. I know that's not much of a fight, but 56-3 was the result of that one. And it's unbelievable, man. You got to tip your cap to Kirk Cignetti and his crew over there because what they've done over the last 2 seasons is definitely impressive. We'll see what they can do in the Big Ten championship game and beyond. So does the Christmas shopping for you as dads start and husbands start now, or are you guys going to procrastinate just a little bit and run it up to the end of the shot clock?
You just got to do it in spurts.
Okay.
You got to do it in spurts. You got to feel I feel like you just got to be like ready to spend like at any drop of the hat. Like, okay, grab some stuff here, grab some stuff there. But like an accumulation. But I don't like one shopping day.
Okay.
I don't do that either.
Too obvious.
For some reason, I will, by nature, probably procrastinate.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm like for the kids, like mine are so young that it's not even like we're just kind of doing that, and my wife's got most of that down, and they get so much stuff at that age. Devere, like from
plastic.
From like all the family, you're gonna get. They're gonna get so much plastic stuff.
I had a rule. I was like, Mom, don't send me plastic. You can get whatever, just not plastic.
That is actually a good rule because I like the little wood trains. I feel like that holds up better. But like if you gave me a plastic train, I'm just like ready to it's just something I step on. Plastic is just something I step on.
That when I'm moving in 5, 10 years, 30 years, I'm probably gonna throw it away before then.
Yeah, but I don't do like, okay, I'm going to sit down and get my shopping done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's on my radar that I need to start buying stuff, and then inspiration will hit me. It's like,
just like
it'll come to me. It'll like, oh yeah, nope, that's what I should get for her. Oh yeah, I'll always know that shot clock is ticking. So if it gets too close, I'll get in panic mode.
I feel you. Well, it's good to see you guys again, man, and welcome back in again, Buckeye Nation. A huge day, as we all know, with Ohio State trying to stop the streak that Michigan has in this series right now.
Speaking of streaks, the first song that came to my head this morning, got out of the bed, and guys, this is totally, and Dane, you've gone to the symphonies downtown or you've had music class, and it was 525,600 minutes. That's how long it's been. I'm singing that in the shower this morning.
It's been a minute.
Like, come on, man.
I will tell you this.
Man, just out of the bed, I'm thinking of that song. Like, that's how long it's been.
Yeah. It
feels like that.
It's been obviously a very, very long time. You guys know I'm into like wrestling. And at a lot of wrestling shows, there will be random Michigan fans with the sign of it's been X amount of days since Ohio State has been beating Michigan. And it's just been kind of an odd, I think, headspace for some of Buckeye Nation because of what you did last year, right? And being the last team standing. But for some, it feels a little hollow because of just how important this rivalry is to a lot of people.
This week. I've had that feeling too this week. Like every day has been long, and you're like, because even though we won the Natty, I mean, I don't have any control, right? Like this is what it feels to be a kid. Like I got my luck. The last time I wore this hat, when we won a national championship, I'm like, I gotta wear it today.
Okay.
That I have no control, so I'm on edge a little bit, and it is that feeling. That is that hollow feeling. Yes, we won a Natty, but we got to go clean this up still. This is still hanging in there from last year.
Doesn't it take some adjusting from like the former player side of you that you don't have any control?
Oh,
it's hard to turn over into like, that's what I think I kind of, I resign myself from fandom sometimes. Like I'm not good at being a fan. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to be a fan of this because I'm not used to that side of it. Like when you're playing, the game is big, but you have some piece of control of it. When you don't, it's hard to adopt being a fan and truly just ride the emotional wave with no reins and no steering wheel.
Let me tell you this. Since I obviously was never a player, us as fans do superstitious things thinking that we can control the game.
That's got to be it.
To Depot's point, like I know some people that if they wore a certain fit, that Saturday or Sunday, and their team won, they're going to wear the exact same thing the next day, thinking that we have any control on the game when we don't. So that's just
maybe I need to adopt that. That will give me back my control, even if it's not real. I'm going to pick something.
Did you guys do that as players? Did you do it as players ever? Like eat the same meal, listen, like anything like that going into a game where you're like, this worked for me, I'm running it back this week?
Yeah, I had superstitions.
You want to share it? Can you? Okay.
No, that's throughout. That's notorious for the sport. You brought up my high school earlier, Toledo Central Catholic. When we won a state championship in 2005, we had the same meal because we won our first 2 games, and our coach was so superstitious. Our pregame meal was the same for like 13 weeks.
What was it?
It was like turkey sandwich. It was something so not like you would run this back, but he got so superstitious.
He's sitting there making sure everybody takes a bite.
Yeah, like bite. Yeah.
Everybody take a bite.
You're going to take a bite of this sandwich. You're going to take a bite of this sandwich. Hey, when we come back, we'll lock in on the game. Got a long way to go throughout the show. We'll be with you guys till 8:30 today. Looking forward to all of it. When we come back, I'll let you know what the latest spread is on the game, and we'll also get into a little bit of the mental component of this rivalry and where the fellas think Ohio State is when it comes to that side of things. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
It's rivalry week, and dare I say the most rivalist one ever. Me Talk Pretty.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community.
In the lives of others.
And in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
Toyotathon is on, and there's no better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota. Now through December 1st, get 4.75 APR financing on any remaining new 25 RAV4 or RAV4 hybrid. Or lease a new gas-powered RAV4 LE for $289 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Here's a stat that hurts. The average adult waits up to 2 years before getting help for joint or back pain. 2 years of sitting out. 2 years of missing the game. At Ortho Neuro, you don't have to wait. Our orthopedic and spine experts treat every joint issue, often without surgery, and we've got next-day appointments ready. Don't sit on the sidelines another day. Schedule your consult now at orthoneuro.com. Ortho Neuro, for every motion in life.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. The holidays are here, and if you've got a collector in your life, you have to check out Midwest Cards. Thousands of packs and boxes from Pokemon to every sport you can name. It's a full-on collector's dream. Plus, they have signed jerseys and memorabilia that'll make any fan go crazy. The variety is awesome, and the selection legendary. So swing by Midwest Cards today, grab an epic gift or even a gift card, and watch your favorite collector's face light up this holiday season. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community.
In the lives of others.
And in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Celebrate in style at Diamond Seller's Holiday Gala. From December 4th through the 6th, discover the season's most sought-after jewelry and timepieces with up to 25% off the brands you know and love. Enjoy 3 days of unforgettable finds, spectacular diamonds, renowned fashion brands, and world-class watches all under one roof. Enjoy up to 25% off at Diamond Seller's Holiday Gala, December 4th through the 6th at our Salma Road and Easton locations. Visit diamondseller.com/gala to learn more.
The Jackets hit the road for a battle with the Devils. Live fan coverage starts Monday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The ultimate way to get ready for another Buckeye victory. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Matty Ice, DeVere, Posey, Dean, Sanzabacher in the house, getting you ready for the game. Fellas, checked out the spread this morning. Yesterday, it was Buckeyes favored by 9.5. It is ticked up just a hair. They are favored by 10. And so let's talk about the mental side of things, because I'm glad that you guys are in as former players, because AR and I have been talking about this all week and just wondering where the players are at mentally with this, and especially some of the seniors, right? Because this senior class for Ohio State, they don't have gold pants. They haven't won a Big Ten championship. So those guys obviously are going to try to run through the tape here and accomplish this goal, as is everybody else on the roster, which I get. But for the seniors, it's probably hitting just a little bit different today. And so for, I think, a lot of fans, guys, there's some doubt creeping, maybe not doubt creeping in, but they're hesitant to go all in with they're absolutely going to win this game, because for the last 3 years, they've been told by Vegas and everybody else that really studies the game that Ohio State's the better team. And especially coming out of last year's game, right, to where Michigan wasn't ranked. They came in here, they drug them into the deep end. Ohio State, couldn't stay out of their own way with some turnovers and things like that. And now here we are again. And there's Buckeye fans that I've been talking to all week, and I've heard it on both sides. People are very comfortable where this is at, and there's some people that are worried again. And so for the fans, it's a mixed bag. And you as former players can speak to where you think these guys are right now, going up to Ann Arbor and having to get over this hurdle again. What do you think, Dan?
I would think they're probably in the same place, and I think it's a really good place to be. I think this game is at its best when on both sides, like, there is not that certainty, because that's what it was. It's like you have these teams that are like very, very competitive. Like, this is the top tier of the Big Ten. There shouldn't really be many times in a normal world where you're walking into that game like, oh, this is guaranteed. Like, part of it is, even from a player's perspective, is like, whew, all right, here we go. Like, that's what made it what it is. So I think we've actually, it's not the way Ohio State fans would want to get there, but we've reached that Ohio State, Michigan, like, equilibrium thing where, yeah, nobody's taking this one for granted. Mm-hmm. I don't think Michigan's walking in there like, oh, we're going to blow this team out. This is a guarantee. There's no chance. And I don't think Ohio State should be either. I mean, I watched the Michigan team. This is a good team. So I think, like, the fans and the teams have gotten to a point of now mutual respect for these programs. Yeah. And I think it's good overall. Obviously, we want to win every year, but I would imagine that's what the locker room is too, and I think that's to Ohio State's benefit. I think you need to roll in there. You should feel like an underdog. Roll in there and be like, okay, well, we got something to prove here. We don't get to play this role very often. It's going to be an easy one to wear in Ann Arbor today.
Yep. And I think from there's two perspectives that you have to, and I know Dan goes through this, that you have to dissect. It's the fan perspective and the former player perspective. Former player, for me, in this situation, I think there's no pressure because you have to go perform. You have that sense of control. You are preparing for battle, and you're just like, hey, like, I have no reason to not go in today feeling like we can't beat this team, right? Or this team can't score this many points. So from a player, you feel good about today. And then also you're like, I get to be on the team that turns this. And so you're fighting for that glory today. And I think that's a good thing to wake up to. On this side, it's miserable. I'm sitting here thinking about, like, I saw an interview with Tressel this week, and he's like, remember, weather is the great equalizer. Yeah. I look up the weather, and it's snowing. And I'm like, it's just how the stuff lines up with this game outside of the stadium, looking at it from a spectator's, just perspective. You're like, it's eerie sometimes. And, like, you don't know if it's because these two states align, just how the time of year is, where the people are, the traffic. If it's 75, the highway has something to do with it. But it's just something about the connection of geographically that makes this rivalry the greatest, no matter where we are in time, right? Like where college football is, in the 50s, right now. Just it's always important, and I think being a part of this on both sides it's what makes this week special, right? It's around Thanksgiving, and if you don't understand or connect to this from a childhood perspective, you kind of lose it as a player, watching this and what it means, because you're in it, and then you get back out and you're like, man, this is pretty cool. And then my wife's family's from Michigan, so this is an annual thing around Thanksgiving. So it's just going into that being uncertain and not being as confident as I was as a player is tough.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I will say too, it's been funny this year. We talk a lot because it's part of the job of the landscape of college football, what this looks like. This playoff system. Now, yeah, you can. We saw last year, you can win a national championship without winning this game. And the worry and the decreased importance of it. Maybe you can't escape it.
You can't. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you can make it unimportant, sure. Quote-unquote unimportant of, you can win a national championship. But sure enough, this week comes around and tell me everybody isn't asking you all holiday. So.
Yep. It's the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room.
I couldn't walk into a room. Was like,
How do you think it's going to go?
What do you think?
Yeah.
And that's all I had to say. And I knew what they were talking about. So, yeah, it doesn't mean your season's over, but it still carries that weight.
Huge.
And I think maybe it just will. And I think, yeah.
Forever.
I don't. As long as you're notching it, it's got such a history, and that's part of it. Is that even when we played, it was more of a mismatch.
Yep.
As far as we were in a much better place as a program than Michigan was, but you still knew that the history book was going to put a check mark on this one way or the other.
Those games still felt
for
tight,
us. It was don't mess this up. I don't think that's what it is this year. It's not don't mess it up. We're to both teams we got to go take this thing. But it's always important because something's going to be etched about this game. You will be judged by it. You just will.
Yeah.
Well, even on the point spread, we play a 26-14, whatever, but you play against Iowa. You don't feel like I can, if we lose this game, it's a tight game. But those games feel weightier. Every play feels heavier. It's
I think too. And if Matt, give me the old Timmy. Hey, we got to go to break. Way
cook.
too obvious
go
if we got
man.
to.
We're good. Go and cook.
Golly, see, there's a shout out to my man,
This is
Matty Ice being back. See, that's why. Yeah, he doesn't hit me with the break right in my eyeballs. So, this. I don't even remember where I was at. Where was I at?
You were going with each play is how weighty it is, how they feel. These games are heavier.
Yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah, it's a different thing. I'll think of what I was going to say once you start.
Are you kind of speaking to something that we hear from former players, that you can kind of throw the numbers out? You can throw the records out. And just when these type of teams get together, there's just something about it to where games can get interesting regardless of what the X and O's are telling us and what the numbers are telling us. That's something as fans we'll never feel. What is that?
It's almost and it's call me crazy. It's almost like something takes over on those fields on these games, and it's like spirits of the past. Because you're how can a crappy team be in a tight game with us?
Last year was the prime example.
They have spirits from Schembechler. It's they have but it's the part of the rivalry.
Don't you plant that flag?
You know what it is? It's out there. It's living, it's breathing, it's alive. This game has so much character.
Let me land my plane. I just remember what it was.
Okay, here we go.
It always had weight to us because I think part of what our staff and Tressel and those guys knew that you must win this, and also knew that Michigan wasn't in a great spot. So in order to kind of manufacture, we had to on some level manufacture that importance.
We did.
Putting the stuff. We had stickers on the helmets. The Michigan week was way different than any other week, to a point where I think that has started to tip, where you can put too much on it, where you're hold on a second, we're losing the plot here. You don't actually, it doesn't take magic to win this game. It takes just good, solid football.
No, it does take magic.
Well, that's you. That's you, man. That's you.
I'm looking for some magic today.
Usually I don't think, but that's why I think there's different times, but I think we're at a point now where it carries weight on its own.
Yeah.
I think in the 2010s, or the mid 2000s, Tress's staff had to kind of keep this thing afloat for us to make sure we won it. But now it's like at a point where like, okay, now we're looking at like, it's a big boy matchup.
For sure. I want to throw this at you guys because I was just reading a whole bunch of stuff all week, and I came across this. Michigan hasn't won 5 in a row in this series since the 1920s. So this is something that they haven't done in a long, long time. And so it's just crazy how some of these rivalries can go really hot on one side and really cold on another. Ohio State had that run for years, right, where they were just curb stomping Michigan as far as the wins and losses go. And then you get to this window of time and things are leaning their way pretty significantly for the moment. And so we got a lot to unpack. I'm glad that I brought that up because I couldn't wait to hear your guys' perspective on the mental side of things and what it's like as a player, because we'll just never know what it's like to be in that helmet, be out there on that field, and especially in that stadium today where that place is going to be absolutely rocking as it always is. Coming up at the top of the hour in our What They're Saying segment, you will hear from Coach Day on the biggest challenge about this game and a lot more. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
It's finally here. Rivalry Week.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
We're talking about the Buckeyes and meat chicken all damn week. Join us, The Fan.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ew. For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Toyotathon is on, and there's no better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota. Like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through December 1st, you can get 4.75 APR financing on any remaining new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander, including hybrid models, with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get Toyota Care 2 years, no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Drive your dream car home today, no matter your credit history. Hey, it's Phil here at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. We proudly accept all credit types, good, bad, or none. Get pre-approved in minutes and hit the road with confidence. Get your new ride today. Call 614-861-7150 or shop our huge selection online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com. Your perfect ride is credit ready and waiting at Capital Ford of Columbus.
Timmy Hall here, proud to be back for my 4th year supporting Nationwide Children's Hospital and Light Up the Lawn, Light Up a Life. The holidays can be tough for kids and families spending it in the hospital. So now through December 31st, more than 100 giant illuminated butterflies will shine on the hospital lawn, each one sparkling to life with every single donation. When patients see those butterflies glow, they'll know their community's thinking of them, sending waves of hope and joy. So let's do this together. Let's light up the lawn and light up a life. Donate now at nationwidechildrens.org/give.
Oh, this week it's Rivalry Week, or as we like to call it, Beat Michigan Week, or Try Not to Get Pepper Sprayed Week. Rivalry Week sounds better. Let's go with that.
Rivalry Week on The Fan is sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
Ryan Day's proven he has what it takes to win a natty, but can he take control of the biggest rivalry in sports? Will Julian Sayin or Jeremiah Smith have a Heisman moment? Will the Fan staff consume 500 wings in a single setting? Let's find out together. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus, The Fan. This is The Fan's Game Day Scoreboard.
This Game Day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
And I'm Colt Bartimus. We've been waiting all season long for 12 o'clock on November 29th, and we are almost there. Only a little bit of sand left in that hourglass until number 1 Ohio State and number 15 Michigan kick off the newest chapter of the game. We got pregame coverage right here on the Fan all morning leading into the game. If you missed it last night, there were 3 ranked matchups in college football before Saturday even started. There was a big one in Austin as number 16 Texas delivered number 3 Texas A&M their first loss of the season. Texas now sits at 9-3, and we'll have to see how the committee handles them. And because A&M lost, that opens the door for number 4 Georgia to play in the SEC championship game following their 16-9 victory over number 23 Georgia Tech last night. Low-scoring affair, but the Bulldogs controlled the entire game. And in the duel in the desert, number 25 Arizona finishes 9-3 after taking down number 20 Arizona State.
You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show, the only way to get ready for a Buckeye game. Your home for Ohio State athletics, The Fan. It's time to find out what they're saying.
Welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Matty Ice, Dave Tanzenbacher, DeVere Posey getting you ready for the game. High noon up in Ann Arbor. Let's get right into it. Let's hear from the head honcho, Ryan Day. Here he is on one of the biggest challenges about this game.
It's probably, just making sure that, you're keeping everybody locked in and focused on doing their job. I know, boy, that sounds really basic and bizarre, but there's obviously a lot that comes with this. This game means a lot to a lot of people. Nobody more than the people in this building, but I think that's where, you have to make sure that you're compartmentalizing all that and doing, what you need to do to make sure you're ready to go play in the game and putting your guys in a situation to be successful. And then just getting rid of all the distractions. And getting with your guys and getting ready to go play a game. And that's really it. I think, the rest of it is what you do all season long. I don't think you all of a sudden just get yourself up and ready to play in this game. It's a preparation week after week after week after week to be at our best for this one right here. And so here we go. All the foundation's been set. It's time to go put it to work.
We talked a little bit about the fan base and maybe where they are. And I think baked into some of the angst for the team, for the fan base as far as where this game is looking at the coaching staff and maybe not being as confident because of what they saw last year from them. Because a big talking point coming out of the game was the offensive game plan, the approach that they took to the game. It felt like for some people that they were trying to prove that they could play Michigan's style of game and still win that game. And I just remember last year, Coach Day using the word toughness a ton, right? Like all year long. Like that was something he was really locked in on because I think the year before, losing to Michigan again, there was some of that just hovering over the program and kind of the identity of the team when they go up against Michigan is that, hey, the team that wins the rushing battle wins the game. And I do think they got caught up a little bit in that a year ago. So that's going to be very curious to see today how they approach this thing. To me, you always got to take what the defense gives you and all those type of things. But did you guys feel that way coming out of last year's game, that they tried to go into the deep end with Michigan and play their style of game? Because I know people were like a lot of too many runs up the gut. And when you got Mason Graham and those guys in the middle, like why do you continue to do that? Did you feel that way, Depot, after last year's game?
The game plan was a bit odd. And when you think about how they won that game, just the scores over the time of the last 10 years when we play against Michigan, and I think more specifically in the Ryan Day area, when we don't score 30 points, we don't beat this team. Like, I mean, we can double, triple check that. But I think when we're in the 20s, when we're under 20, it's a lot tighter than where we are. So I think what he's speaking to, compartmentalization, having your focus on what your job is, for us to go on the road in the snow. If we were going to Minnesota this week, if we were going to Wisconsin this week, Indiana, we need to go into this type of environment and try to score 30 points. Now, I don't think that has to do with take what the defense is giving you. I think in these games, you have to – I saw this interview. Urban had something on the sheet when he played, for Florida. It had something to do with, like, stay aggressive. And you need to remind yourself in these situations, because when you go back and watch those games, we had calls. We had situations where it could have went one way. We punted it. We didn't go for it on fourth. Like, when you really get into the nooks and crannies, film for film, clip for clip, there's decisions. There's a lot of forks in the road in those last 5 games. And so I think coaching-wise, keeping our same mindset of aggression and attacking the way we've been just methodically moving the ball down the field. And when you say take what the defense gives you, I don't think that means run or pass. like that mindset for the game. That means like literally I'm going to attack what I see, where I see a weakness. Like, in still saying aggressive, that's what I think you take when you say what the defense gives you.
When I think like across a lot of sports, there's like, to me, what feels like the secret or like the recipe in these big games, from what I can see, and you can look at this like tennis, golf, it's not being better in the big games. It's being who you are in the big games.
Yep.
It's acknowledging that this is big and still being able to play your game. Because when that doesn't happen, and that's when the great players stand out. It's like they're great all the time. It's just that they're great in the big games too, and you can be like, man, they turned it up a notch. No, they just are. They can acknowledge that this is a big thing without approaching it any differently, because it's not on the field. It's not like you still need to execute. And I think that's what Coach Day is talking about. I look at last year and I don't buy the narrative as much because I was a sicko and I went back and watched the game on YouTube twice, like no sound, like I'm going to see this for myself. I don't think it was this prove a point thing. It's easy to take that. Like, I think we in the media have kind of pushed it, but it's easy. That's an easy narrative to like, oh, we tried to play Michigan's game. What it came down to was Michigan controlled the game by keeping the ball. Like, they had the ball a lot of the time. And Ohio State's starting field position like 4 or 5 times was inside their own 10. Whether it was from a turnover that they created, like the defense got the ball back, or a punt that we let roll down there, or a kickoff that we botched after the first half that put us behind the 8 ball. The game got set up in this perfect order that Ohio State only had a few opportunities that they needed to make plays and didn't make them. It came to like 3 or 4 plays that they needed to make that could have broke it, and they didn't have the opportunity. So like Michigan controlled it to give them as few opportunities to bust it open as they could, and they didn't. And so I think it was as simple as that, and it can happen on any Saturday.
I'm glad you brought that up because we talked about that throughout the week. Is that what you're talking about? Is Mullings, the running back for them last year, carried it 32 times in the game at 3.5-ish a pop. So they were like, we're just going to keep doing what we do, right? We're going to try to control the clock and get some timely turnovers. They did. A couple interceptions from Will. One of those right at the doorstep, for Michigan, that led to a touchdown. Couple missed field goals for Ohio State as well in that game
Jack
too.
Sawyer play.
All of that stuff, right, that just didn't go their way added up to, hey, that 13-10 loss. And so, yes, they were the better team, but to your point, Dane, they couldn't stay out of their own way. Let's hear from Coach Day. Here he is on maybe how last year's game has changed him as a coach.
We're all a sum of our experiences, and you learn from things and you grow from things, and you just try to do everything you can, again, to put your guys in a situation to be successful, and that's it. And we're going to rely on our experiences going into this week. I can't really say. We all grow. We do things well. We have our failures, but you got to grow from them, and that's it. And so this team right here is a different team. They have a great look in their eye. I think that's the most important thing here, and so that's the focus. And again, what has happened in the past really has nothing to do with what's going on right now. And what goes on today is the most important thing. And I know it sounds like a cliche again, and to say it over and over again, but that has to be it. And then we have to go do it in the game, and that's it. Like, we have to field kicks. We have to make our kicks. We have to take care of the football. All the things that we work on, because if we don't, we put ourselves at risk. And so that's it. Everyone's got to do their job and making sure we're prepared to go.
Depot, you were using the word attack, right, to talk about ditches. Hey, do you and see what the defense is doing and just attacking them. I felt that way about Coach Day and the offensive play calling coming out of the Michigan game last year, right? When they went on that playoff run, it just felt to me, Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame, especially that Oregon game, that we're like, wait a minute. I got this guy. I got this guy. Let's just go out there and do what we do. And it just felt like he was pedaled to the metal after that. So I think that has a chance to show itself today, is that Coach Day is going to stick to knowing that, hey, man, we're legit. I got a bunch of dudes that can play at a very, very high level, and let's just make them react to what maybe we do.
Man, you like hear the self-talk from, weeks. basically, like, you can feel the ripple that you wonder last year, was it the Oregon game that really caused
the first one?
Right.
Yeah.
The first Oregon game to say, hey, this thing. No. It was this Michigan game that caused the national championship run. And, like, you can hear how everything, like, you just get reverted back. And, like, now's the real test. You feel as though, like, this group, Sonny and Jermaine and Caleb, the guys who were here last year, kind of all feel like, and, they probably haven't said it, this is our real national check. Like, this is where we check our box. And so being able to stay focused in these situations where the game can feel like, if we have a botch snap, if we have a drop this, like, those things can't happen. Yeah. And it's possible to go up there and play a clean football game. Like, that's where your focus needs to be. It does not need to be in a tunnel. It does not need to be pregame workout. It does not need to, pregame, with scrumbles and scrambles. Like,
no, that was just you. That was you pregame workout.
No, yeah, like,
that was curls. So
in these games, yeah, I would do curls. Yeah. But in these games going on the field, though, Maddie, like, you have a super focus, almost like people are invisible, because I know it can't be an offsides. I can't break the huddle going the wrong way. I can't drop a snap. I have to field this punt. It has to be a fair catch, or I have to go somewhere. Yeah. There's no indecisiveness, and I'm not trying to, like, bring that. It's just that's the edge in a rivalry, is the complete focus on the small details. But anything could take that and you just take you on. Like, ask Grant Swartz,
it's similar to what we talked about, like, 2-minute offense. It's not about going faster. It's just don't make any mistakes. It's about being perfect.
All game.
So, like, so that turns up in these type of games. I had a funny story. I was just thinking about it as, like, you're like, how for Coach Day, like, how that changed him as a coach. And, like, if you guys remember back to that, like, last year this time, it was chaos around here.
Oh,
like, it was,
the streets were talking.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, it looked like he hadn't slept in, I don't know how, we all rode that roller coaster with him and then went on that ride.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know Coach Day that well, but we're in the same circle sometimes. And we were, my wife, so we were on the cruise together.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe it's because, like, he doesn't know that I'm riding this roller coaster with him.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in one of the, like, lunch areas, and he was saying hi. I went up to say hi to him. We'd, like, know each other casually, and he, like, stuck out his hand to, like, shake my hand. I just instinctively hugged him.
Hey, you need a hug, man.
I did.
You need a hug.
I felt like the relationship we had, it was like, you're like,
connected.
Man, it's been a long season, right? And
I know.
He went for the handshake, and I'd, like, just, like, I ignored the hand.
Right, because the emotional
So I don't know if that was
we
weird.
went on with, like,
I don't know if it was weird or what, but I was like,
he's talking me through this, because I'm like, all right, how we're feeling, Coach.
Right.
Like, he sounds healed, so I need to be healed.
Because
think about where he was at emotionally after the game, where the flag planting stuff was happening, and the images of him just kind of looking into the atmosphere, like, really can't wrapping his mind around what happened. So to go from that moment and then have the team meeting that we've heard about, right, where players were speaking their mind and getting things off their chest, all the way to a national championship. That's the ultimate emotional roller
I called my wife after. I was like, I think I just forced a hug on Coach Day.
That's good stuff. Hey, coming up next, we're going to hit you with our one tough animal. We'll look around the world of college football and sports and shine a light on the team players that have been balling out. We'll get right back to some Ohio State and Michigan talk. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hi, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Coming up, more football talk on The Fan.
That's right, Bob. And just like our hometown team, Worthington Jewelers is all about tradition, family, and winning moments.
Celebrate your victories with us, your hometown jeweler, Worthington Jewelers.
If you're ready to step off the sidelines
and into a position that impacts your community,
then join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
Just like football, it takes teamwork, dedication, and drive.
And at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, you can and will make a difference.
Join one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
And make change happen in the community.
In the lives of others.
And in your own life.
Join the winning team.
Apply at sheriff.franklincounty.ohio.gov.
Hey, it's Matty Ice. Are you ready for the best Black Friday truck deals? Head over to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, where the savings are happening all month long. You can lease a brand new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 for just $349 a month for 24 months with only $1,000 due at signing. Or if financing is more your style, grab it for just $679 a month for 84 months for qualified buyers. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
We're back to football talk, but before we kick off, a quick thanks to Bob and the team at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Whether it's game day or every day, we're here to help you celebrate life's biggest moments.
Worthington Jewelers, your hometown jeweler.
What he said.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, you know, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see sunshine to start in some spots with increasing clouds throughout the day and then chances of snow showers later with highs in the upper 30s. For tonight, the snow chances develop overnight with possibly some mixing with rain. Lows right around the freezing mark and breezy winds could see a little bit of accumulation. As we go into Sunday, chances of rain and snow persist, and then that ends by early afternoon, otherwise cloudy with our highs near the 40s and gusty winds. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
It's rivalry week, and dare I say the most rivalist one ever. Me Talk Pretty.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. The only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank pregame show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. The Fan's one tough animal.
All right, welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan pregame show. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, Dane Sandenbacher, getting you ready for Ohio State and Michigan at high noon up in Ann Arbor. Depot, you want to lead us off this week, big dog? Who's your one tough animal?
Yeah, man, I've been trying to look at college football, but the one performance that's just sticking out in my head, he's a rock star. He's a one tough animal. Man, Joe Burrow, man, this dude, you see him on the sideline the past couple weeks just looking pissed off, just super upset that Joe Flacco has success. And when you say, hey, how can this guy be that competitive that he believes he can just change the course of this team? And then he just goes out and, 261 just from the first drive. I'm like, whoa, that was kind of buttery. He just sliced down the middle of the Ravens defense. Chase Brown is moving the ball down the field. He's getting it out flat to him. And you're like, he has another level to his game that just makes him one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Even when he's standing against Lamar, and you're just like, at high levels, this dude just operates. So, man, Joe Burrow, man, gotta give it to him.
Yeah, big time win for them.
Sorry, Matty.
No, listen, it's all good, man.
Can I give you some more compliments?
They walked in our trap and took over our trap.
He's a Ravens fan.
I'm a Ravens fan, yeah, for sure. And so, listen, man, it was a tough, end to my Thanksgiving, for sure. But look, got a chance to get our lick back in a couple weeks, so we shall see. But look, the door's a little bit, it's cracked open for the Bengals to maybe win the AFC North. So we'll see what they can do. What do you got, Dane, for your one tough animal this week?
Diego Pavia.
Talk about him. Talk about him.
He's kind of been, he's the one that just won't go away, is he? I mean, like
him or his mom. They show his mom a lot on TV.
I don't know that.
Yeah, like she gets a lot of airtime.
Really?
Oh,
he's reached that level where
It's
he's showing like the either significant other or family member.
It's like Taylor Swift, like play mom.
Really?
Play mom. Yep. Mom going into the play.
She's in the play.
Like
she's in the
reaction
huddle
before, like still reacting, watching the next.
Like
play.
the chunky soup. That's originally what I thought. Like Diego, did you have your chunkies, your Campbell's? No, this kid. I mean, he's went from like solid to like, oh, this is a fun story, to now like trying to turn Vandy, and kind of has against Kentucky. 484 yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, I know it's Kentucky, but those are numbers. So I mean. He's been a tough animal before. He's like one of those. He's no Ashton Genty, but he's like a mainstay on this segment because of how he plays. Man, he's like a little. He's got a look to him that's not very quarterbacky. He's kind of like he's kind of chunky soup. Guys. Actually, he would be perfect for the Campbell's commercials. Him and his mom. I bet just wait. I bet they're making the commercial right now.
Depot, those are his kind of guys, like the guys that don't really look the part.
No, that's what I said.
Stain likes those guys.
I like somebody who doesn't look like their position. Yeah, like big kicker. Speaking of Kentucky, I've said this before. The hefty lefty. Yeah, like guys that are just. I like receivers that are a little bit. Debo Samuel. Like you don't look like Randy Moss. Yeah. I mean that's maybe not a great example, but like
he looks like he's just like a tall, skinny guy.
Yeah. It's just like it's just like what is this dude doing? Like oh, look at that.
Yep.
Yeah. I like you to be a little out of place.
I like it. That's a good call. I mean, the dude going into this week led the SEC in touchdowns. He's been a machine. That Vandy. We talk about Indiana a lot, right? And them kind of coming out of nowhere as a force in college football.
Those two are like parallels, right?
The same thing is happening with Vandy. They handed their coach an extension this week. And TLC, they are swinging at a big transfer quarterback, right? Or a guy that's committed to Georgia and trying to get him at Vandy.
Yeah, so Jared Curtis, who is, depending on where you look, either the number 2 or number 3 player in the country, currently committed to Georgia. He's from Nashville, so they're trying to keep him home. And, like, Diego Pavia is outwardly recruiting him in press conferences.
Be crazy.
And
Garth Brooks is out there trying to get him, like, son, stay here.
Basically. And so that'd be a pretty big swing. And they just locked up Clark Lee for 6 more years?
Yeah, 6 more years. And so 3 coaches in the SEC with extensions. Mike Elko for A&M. Eli Drinkowitz for Missouri, and what we just talked about with Clark Lee. And so, look.
It's going to be a rise of assistant coaches to a head coach.
It's going to be pretty wild, too, with this Lane Kiffin stuff.
Commentators to head coaching jobs.
Right. It's going to be it's going to be nuts to see this Lane Kiffin stuff and what he's going to do. He, after the game, didn't make a commitment either way after the Egg Bowl.
Real awkward. He was just trying to get through. Well, the Egg Bowl was... Well, I heard an announcer say we could do a podcast on just the Egg Bowl and the events that happened.
It was crazy yesterday. Crazy. I mean, I think Lane Kiffin before the game said somebody from Mississippi State side came into their locker room and he was either stealing
their jerseys.
Steal their jerseys.
In old Mississippi, they were trying to steal the jerseys. So I guess they steal their jerseys. This is the thing. Steal the Rebels jerseys.
Crazy. And then we had like a fight in the game.
It was during the game, and then a guy called him a HOE after the game. And that's the first thing he came to. Like, he was like, I got to talk about everything that happened, but I'm going to talk, like, you can't turn I guess somebody said you can't turn a HOE into a housewife. And then he was upset about that. So that he was wearing that at the press conference, wearing the fight, wearing the jerseys, almost
stealing the jersey. That's good old fashioned college football. We're doing that's like fraternity stuff. Like I'm gonna steal their mascot, man. See, that's college football.
You see what he did in the press conference too? So somebody cleared it up because he went up to the reporter, confronted him, and said, oh, you want to call me that now?
Yes.
And then in the locker room. And then in the press conference, somebody clarified the statement of like, hey, he didn't mean that in a sexual sense. He means in like you can't stay in one place at one time sense. And then after that,
Lane knew what he was talking about, but he took it that way.
Right, but then
it was like, I'm not going to talk about me looking at other schools.
But then the reporter in the press conference who clarified it to him. Wait, try it again. The reporter in the press conference who clarified it to Lane, Lane's response was, "I don't even know your name."
Well, what needs clarification? You can't. The statement's pretty.
You know the analogy, Lane. You're trying to act like somebody.
It can only be taken one way, though. It's not like, oh, I didn't mean it like that.
No.
Right?
No, I'm saying like it is about his nomadic coaching style, which will be underscored if today he leaves Ole Miss.
Yes.
So then, like, you don't.
I think he's going that way.
So then you don't have a leg to stand on if you leave.
Well put, Cole. You should have been in the press conference.
Thank you.
You should have said, Lane, you seem to have a nomadic coaching style.
We usually on our show.
Oh, you want it?
We play a siren when somebody drops a big word. So him dropping that, we got to play the siren.
Nomadic.
Yeah, nomadic. Big word alert.
Look at the big brains on Brad.
Big word alert. My one tough animal. I'm going to the NFL with Depot, and it's another quarterback, but it's an unk. It's one of the unks in the NFL. Matthew Stafford this year.
Yeah.
This guy is in his bag.
I see. I let that live in my that's just different too. If you're an old guy,
you like
love
that?
Matt Stafford.
Love him.
This dude, man, one of my favorite quarterbacks ever to watch just spin the rock. Like, the arm talent has been ridiculous since Georgia, Detroit.
I think he's a goat under our noses.
It's unreal, man, what this guy is doing. Going into Hall of Fame this year, 30 touchdowns, first in the league, only 2 interceptions. This man has not thrown an interception since week 3.
3 daughters. There's something to be said for that, too.
Okay, so that's what you think. Some of that's baked into this as well. But this dude, man.
No, it's just tough.
Devontae Adams.
He's mentally tough.
Devontae Adams comes in. Puka is there. You keep this guy protected. He already showed you he can lead you to a Super Bowl, and he's doing it again. So the Rams are a force with him under center. And so as long as he's healthy, man, they are going to be a problem. And so this guy, man, just continues to do it at the age of 37, and I think he can play a few more years if he
Tom
wanted
wants
to.
him to play 10 more.
Who's that?
Tom wants him to play 10. You just keep playing, man. Just keep playing.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, he's had the back stuff. I think he's probably only got a couple laps around the track at left. But
he had a little head stuff, too.
Yeah, he had some of that. Yeah, some of that going
Detroit,
on. So I can see, look, if they made a deep playoff run, or heck, if they even won it again, maybe he can ride off into the sunset doing this, because this guy's playing incredible ball.
A West Coast sunset to ride out. Yeah. Listen, hey, bro. You got a nice way to go out in Cali.
For sure. We're going to go up to Ann Arbor next. We're going to try to bring in the one and only Adam King, live from Ann Arbor. We're going to try to get a hold of him and get the feel of, the vibe of what's going on up there in their neck of the woods north of the wall. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Drop what you're doing unless you're doing nothing, then keep doing that. It's Rivalry Week.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
Go Bucks, beat Michigan.
Drive through football season with style, comfort, and confidence. AR here and my friend Rich Newsom and his team at Germain Honda of Dublin have more than 500 new and pre-owned cars to choose from. And the best service team in town on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, and GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Hey, football fans, it's November in Ohio, and you know what that means. It's time to face that state up north in a battle to claim forgotten funds. Join us in the statewide challenge and visit com.ohio.gov/radio to help support Ohio's takedown of Michigan. The state with the most searches wins. Who knows? Unclaimed funds could help you buy a seat to the big game next year. Claim your money today at com.ohio.gov/radio.
Bobcat Enterprises has rebates and write-offs to give you a competitive edge in 2026. Now until the end of the year, get 0% financing for 60 months or up to $10,000 in cash rebates. Offer varies by model and dealer in-stock inventory. This year's tax deductions are bigger than ever, and you can apply to lease, finance, or directly purchase equipment. Spend it before the government gets it. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, or see our full line of products at bobcatent.com today. Offer expires 12/31/25.
Toyota Thon is on, and there's no better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota. Now through December 1st, get 2.99 APR financing on remaining new 25 Tacomas. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma SR5 for $259 a month for 39 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Ooh, winter's coming. And when the wind starts to blow, don't come inside to the cold. Open the door to peace of mind with your Waterworks and Header Precision Furnace Tune-Up and Energy Savings Plan. Your furnace is the heart of your home, and Waterworks and Header will have yours running at peak performance throughout the winter. Plus, you'll save on those energy bills too. Go to waterworks.com and schedule your furnace tune-up online. Waterworks and Header, heating, cooling, and plumbing, together to serve you better.
Drive through football season with style, comfort, and confidence. AR here and my friend Rich Newsom and his team at Germain Honda of Dublin have more than 500 new and pre-owned cars to choose from. And the best service team in town on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, and GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Always and forever your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Fan's Game Day Scoreboard.
This game day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. We've been waiting all season long for 12 o'clock on November 29th, and we are almost there. Only a little bit of sand left in that hourglass until number 1 Ohio State and number 15 Michigan kick off the newest chapter of the game. We got pregame coverage right here on the Fan all morning leading into the game. If you missed it last night, there were 3 ranked matchups in college football before Saturday even started. There was a big one in Austin as number 16 Texas delivered number 3 Texas A&M their first loss of the season. Texas now sits at 9-3, and we'll have to see how the committee handles them. And because A&M lost, that opens the door for number 4 Georgia to play in the SEC championship game following their 16-9 victory over number 23 Georgia Tech last night. Low-scoring affair, but the Bulldogs controlled the entire game. And in the duel in the desert, number 25 Arizona finishes 9-3 after taking down number 20 Arizona State.
The ultimate way to get ready for another Buckeye victory. You're listening to the KeyBank pregame show. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
When you hear that, you know who is on deck and ready to step into the batter's box. Welcome back into the KeyBank Fan pregame show. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, Dane Sanzenbacher. Gonna go north of the wall right now to Ann Arbor and bring in the man that sits on the Iron Throne for 10 TV. His name is Adam King, AK. Good morning. Happy game day. How we feeling up there?
Good morning. Happy game day for the game. We're feeling good. It's finally here. And, we don't have to talk about it anymore. We don't have to worry about all this stuff from the past year. We can actually play and show it on the field here.
Okay, so let's kind of get down to brass tacks real quick and just the Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith situation. What's your understanding of their availability today?
I am fairly confident that they will both give it a go in pregame. I would be, and this is just gut, I'm just being honest, I would be shocked if they both don't play. I would be stunned if Jeremiah doesn't play, and I would be definitely surprised if Carnell doesn't give it a go.
So, Adam, I know you, man. You sounded real confident just there. What are you worrying about? What's on your mind? What things are playing into you? I know you woke up, you looked out the window, you saw the weather. What are you processing right now? What's your real take?
All right. Well, first of all, that's a little bit creepy because literally as we were on the phone, I just opened the window to see.
I'm watching you right now.
That's terrifying. Yeah, I mean, I personally, I'm terrified for how cold it is outside. I haven't walked outside yet, but I'll tell you, last night it was freezing. So the Buckeyes, it's just the thing that's worried me the last 4 years, which is letting the rivalry be bigger than the game that it is. But I don't think they're going to do that this year. They seem very locked in. They seem very calm, cool, collected. Ryan Day seems loose about everything, not holding back. I feel pretty good about what's going to take place today. I just think Ohio State is the better team. And if Ryan Day, the one thing that really jumps out to me with Ryan Day is he does not lose games where he is the better team in a heavy favorite. The only time he's ever done that was in this rivalry. And so if he's not treating it like a rivalry anymore and he treats it like every other game where he's a heavy favorite, then I feel good.
Adam, we're friends, right?
I would say we're best friends.
All right, we're best friends. I know you. And Adam goes to great lengths. Like you try to stay fair and balanced, and I appreciate it. It's your profession. You're great at what you do. But deep down, you're a Columbus boy, man.
I grew up in Gahanna.
This is you've got to have strong emotions. Can you let us behind the Adam King 10 TV veil and let me know like what Adam is waking up this morning feeling like?
Yeah. I'll let you behind
just a little. I know you're hesitant to do it.
I'll let you know about a kid that used to do arts and crafts in school the week of the game every week in elementary school. We used to draw and hang them up in the hallway, and everything was about the game. You woke up, you thought about it the second they walked off Saturday night. It was everything. And so, let me ask you this: you were Dane, everybody, we're friends.
Yeah.
You ever eat like a bad piece of pizza and it just kind of sits in your stomach and you're like, boy, this could be it. I could be dying, could be acid reflux. I don't know what that is, but that's got to get out of me. That's where I am. That's how I felt all week. It's just right there. It's right above the belly button. I don't know how to get it out. If it doesn't clear by tomorrow, I might have to go to the doctor, but,
What does the arts and crafts have to do with bad pizza?
I know exactly what it had to do, because coming from I grew up on the border, so I was Northwest Ohio, and Catholic school kid. We were in uniform every day.
Yeah.
We got special jeans day every year for the game, as long as you picked a side. You had to pick. You had to wear Ohio State or Michigan. You had to pick a side. So I knew what he was getting at with the arts and crafts. Is like, it's been there forever.
It's been around.
It's been around.
It's like that. Spirit Week becomes the week of the game.
Yeah.
Everybody's in their jerseys on Friday. DeVere, what are you, 50 years old? I think I was wearing a DeVere Posey in third grade.
Yep. That's Unc.
Uncle Depot.
I've embraced it. I've embraced Unchood. It's
So,
all good.
Adam, I should ask you a real question. There always are many keys to this game. I'm interested to get your take on how do you think Michigan plays this? Because obviously last year's formula worked, but this year's Michigan team is different than last year's. They don't play that kind of game. How do you see them approaching this game?
Well, I think they do play one specific kind of game that they're not going to change, and that is keep away. And that is the only thing that really worries me about this game, because that's Ohio State's defense I'm beyond confident in. But no matter how good your defense is, everybody gives up a couple first downs. And Michigan can take those first downs, even just 2 first downs, and bleed half a quarter. And that's where it really allows – there's no other way to blow out a game or to put space in between you and an opponent if you don't have the football. And so I know it's not the design that they've played all year. They like to let Bryce Underwood throw. They like to roll him out. I'm worried about him with his legs. At some point in this game, Michigan is going to run a little tight end. He's going to sneak out the back and be wide open for about 20 yards. That worries me. I've been thinking about that for a while. I used to draw it in arts and crafts class.
Tight end leaks.
Yeah, his mind was just wandering. He was like drawing a picture, and then he just like drew a play. The tight end is coming out. I was like,
But really, if Ohio State just plays their game, they've got to take advantage on offense, because I do think Michigan is going to control this game and really try to limit how many times we see Julian Say and Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate.
Absolutely. So we spoke on Tuesday roundtable about who you think will be the next factor. I saw that stroll that Jeremiah had going into the hotel. Are you still strong on Max Clare being this is his defining game, Michigan game? You believe Max Clare is still their guy?
I put out a tweet as we passed the border into Michigan, and I said, look, this is the state where Max Clare is going to have 100 yards tomorrow. It is time for Max Clare. Michigan, I said this on our roundtable, they're one of the worst teams in Power 4 against the tight end. Go take advantage of that. And so I know the Buckeyes are scheming that up. Max Clare, your table is set, sir. I think that's what Bo says. Have fun, go get it, and let's light this thing up.
Yeah, to your point, AK, it's a good call, because you look at that Oklahoma game, you look at the USC game, the 2 games that they've lost, the tight ends for both USC and Oklahoma, those guys were popping off. So I think Max Clare coming out of the game he just had, there's going to be some opportunity there, especially if Carnell can't go for whatever reason. And so, AK, I want to ask you this, though, your confidence, because there may be some dicey weather going on. Let us know the latest of what you're hearing up there. But if it does get a little dicey with the weather, do you have confidence that this run game for Ohio State is at a point to where they can go into Ann Arbor and come out of Ann Arbor with a win, and a lot of the success being rooted in the run game?
I don't know if we'll get an answer to this, but it would surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, I apologize, if Ryan Day changes the game plan just a little bit to attack a little earlier in the first half, solely because it looks like the snow is going to start around halftime, and it's going to be snowy. I mean, they're expecting about 6 inches of snow when this thing is all said and done here in Ann Arbor. So it wouldn't surprise me if he says, all right, guys, we don't know what the second half's going to look like. We don't know if we're going to be able to throw the football around in all this snow and wind and cold. So let's go out there. Let's put as much distance between us and Michigan as we can, and then let's ride this run game to a win back to Columbus. And I think they can.
Adam, just the feel of the game. I don't know how much time you've spent, in or around the stadium. Did you just get up there, last night? Yeah,
there's a lot of confidence from Michigan fans, and boy, it's getting old. It is
old fast.
I mean, they walk around with a smile and a laugh, and there's some 6-year-olds out there that haven't seen Ohio State beat Michigan, and that can't happen. So they are definitely very confident. They're very confident.
That's so true. My 6-year-old deserves to see Ohio State win for the first time in his life. That is crazy. I know. That's crazy. That has to happen today.
It is. It is. It's a fun story, but it is so crazy with how good Ohio State's been that is a true fact.
I know.
It's wild.
And so, AK, looking at this coaching staff, right, especially on offense, because I know a lot of Buckeye fans felt let down a little bit. I think maybe even some of the players from last year's team felt let down by some of the play calling. And I know some of the players didn't do their part on the field. But are you at a point to where you're trusting Ryan Day, you're trusting Heartline to stick to what they do and what they do well and continue to go to that even if things don't go their way early in the game?
100%. I also am a little bit excited to see them crank up the gas pedal a little bit. I mean, I think we knew this was coming at some point. They've played this game where they've slowed the offense down to try to maintain as few reps as they can. That's over now. It's time to go. And so I think they will put the gas pedal down. I think, even if Carnell or Jeremiah don't play, they'll have enough drawn up where this I feel confident in where they are, and I think they can be confident because of the coaches on defense.
All right, if the fine folks of Buckeye Nation want to follow what you're doing today on social media and everywhere else, where can they find you, AK?
Well, you can find me talking about the Buckeyes' 31-17 win after the game on 10 TV. We'll break it down 7:30 plus 11 o'clock, wall-to-wall sports. And then go over to Adam King 10 TV on Twitter, because I'll have all that content for you of the greatest rivalry in all of sports.
There it is. AK, as always, appreciate your time, man. Have fun, and we'll be watching you throughout the day, and we'll see you soon. Safe travels getting back, man. Thank you.
I really appreciate that all of you said that we're friends except for Matty Ice. Everybody,
well, that might be because it's implied. Maybe it means it's even stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. What's understood doesn't need to be explained, AK? You know how we get down. Hey, man, we'll see you soon. Have fun today.
Thanks, guys.
Stay warm, man. Adam King from 10 TV. Coming up next in our Behind Enemy Line segment, AR and I caught up yesterday with Brady Quinn. He'll be up there for Big Noon Kickoff. You'll get his breakdown of the game next. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
It's finally here. Rivalry Week.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
We're talking about the Buckeyes and meat chicken all damn week. Join us, The Fan.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community.
In the lives of others.
And in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
Before you buy a diamond, visit Diamond Seller, because not all jewelers are created equal. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. For over 78 years, we've set the standard for craftsmanship, service, and value. Our in-house jewelers and gemologists work together to ensure every diamond is as brilliant as the person you love. All backed by our guaranteed best price. We don't just sell rings, we build relationships that last generations. So this holiday, before you say yes, make sure it's with the jeweler that's been trusted for over 7 decades. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Drive your dream car home today, no matter your credit history. Hey, it's Phil here at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. We proudly accept all credit types. good, bad, or none. Get pre-approved in minutes and hit the road with confidence. Get your new ride today. Call 614-861-7150 or shop our huge selection online at capitalfloridaColumbus.com. Your perfect ride is credit ready and waiting at Capital Florida Columbus.
Want to have an impact on your community?
Join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
It's one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
Make change happen in the community.
In the lives of others.
And in your own life.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. The holidays are here, and if you've got a collector in your life, you have to check out Midwest Cards. Thousands of packs and boxes from Pokemon to every sport you can name. It's a full-on collector's dream. Plus, they have signed jerseys and memorabilia that'll make any fan go crazy. The variety is awesome, and the selection legendary. So swing by Midwest Cards today, grab an epic gift or even a gift card, and watch your favorite collector's face light up this holiday season. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Join the Fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show, the only way to get ready for a Buckeye game. Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan. The fans behind enemy lines.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers.
All right, welcome back in. Yesterday on Rothman and Ice, AR and I caught up with Brady Quinn. He will be up in Ann Arbor for Big Noon kickoff. Here's his complete breakdown of the game.
What's the bigger rivalry on the set, Urban versus Portnoy or you versus Leinart?
Well, I don't think there's any bigger rivalry in all of college sports, maybe even all of sports, than Ohio State, Michigan. So I would say Urban versus Portnoy, even though it's a new one to our crew, but just having been around this game and seeing Woodson versus Meyer and the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, that is always trumped, I think, anything else out there in college sports.
Does it feel weird for you, even though with Leinart, because of, you go back to the Bush push and all of that, the games that he had, I guess he came out on top more times than not against you and Notre Dame, but how does it feel on rivalry weekend to be next to a guy that you were so heated with?
Yeah, look, we've built a relationship kind of past that now professionally, both working and broadcasting. He got the better of me back when we were in college. It was actually funny. We both went out to work out for the Seattle Seahawks back in 2013 when Pete Carroll was the coach. And they actually made it a competition where him and I threw throw for throw, and they were going to pick between one of the two of us to sign. And he didn't get picked. And so I've kind of always hung that over his head, which my comment to him has always been, hey, man, my coach would have never picked you over me. I was like, but you're a coach, pick me over you. So you could have those games back. Like, that was kind of the nail in the coffin to me on that whole debate. So he really hasn't said much since then. But we've got a good relationship. We kind of both been raising families together, transitioning out of football into broadcasting together. And so it doesn't get brought up quite as much as it used to. And hell, it might not be brought up much anymore because USC doesn't seem to want to continue the rivalry with Notre Dame.
Yeah, no doubt. BQ, let's get into the game, man. Good to hear from you. We talked about this game all week long, talked about it in so many different ways. As you've analyzed these teams all year long leading in to this one, what is the most important matchup you think in this game?
Well, it's got to be the trenches, right? That's what's ultimately won this game in the past. Then who's won the rushing attack and who could stop the run. And I think in part because, Michigan's, they're not so much as one-dimensional as they were last year, but when you look at their passing attack, it's definitely still a work in progress. They've got a true freshman quarterback in Bryce Underwood who's incredible. And he's developed a nice chemistry with Andrew Marsh, their freshman wide receiver. He's now their leading receiver, and in fact, one of the tops in all of college football since about the beginning of October. So that's really started to develop, and they've had to utilize that in part because they played some tight games over the last month. But this is still a Michigan team that wants to run the football, that wants to beat you up in the trenches, and wants to force you to have to run the football against them effectively in order to win. I mean, they want to play this game in a phone booth. They don't want to have to get in a situation where they leave Jeremiah Smith or Carnell Tate isolated in one-on-one coverage, or even Max Clare for that matter, and see what their odds are of winning this game. And they surely don't want to get in a shootout with Ohio State, who has proven to be the much better offensive team and higher-powered offense in general. So this game is one that's going to be one in the trenches like it always has. You know, weather could play a little bit of a factor, right? I think when you look at both quarterbacks, you've got one that grew up in the Michigan area. You've got one that's a SoCal kid. You know, I'm not sure what the coldest game Julian fans maybe played it. It might have been last week. You know, it depends on how that looks and how that goes. I remember being up there when C.J. Stroud started a couple of years ago. You could tell early on in warm-ups, he didn't overly look comfortable. I think he got better as the game wore on, but there was definitely an adjustment period through warm-ups and into the first half before he went out there. You know, it's different if you are not overly accustomed to playing in these sorts of conditions. So that's definitely going to play a factor as well.
You brought up the weather, and that's where I wanted to go with you next, but I wanted to ask you about your confidence in the Buckeye run game. If they can't go to the air the way that they're used to going to the air with Carnell and Julian and Max Clare, have you seen enough from this Buckeye run game that they could consistently do that and find a way to win via the run?
I think they can, and it's for two reasons. I mean, one, I think Julian's a better athlete. People give him credit. You know, I wouldn't even be shocked if he doesn't find a way to keep the ball a few times in this game. But also, because I don't know that Michigan's defensive front is as good as it was just a year ago. I mean, those two interior players at defensive tackle were phenomenal. And you don't have that quite as much from them, at least in my opinion. And so I think because they don't have those one-on-one matchups, you know, Wink Martindale, their defensive coordinator, is going to be tasked with saying, do we put an extra body down on the line of scrimmage? If we do that, you can't double Jeremiah Smith, who was somewhat limited last year in this matchup. So it's going to be a bit of a schematic stressor, I think, to what Michigan wants to ultimately do in this matchup. So I am confident that Ohio State can run the football and be effective in that way, because it's not just, you know, Jeremiah Smith to worry about. It's also Carnell Tate. It's also Max Clare. We kind of saw, you know, him go off last week too. And I think he's going to be a key piece in that passing game and everything off the play-action pass. And look, this might be one, too, where you see Ohio State open up and saying, we're not going to try to win, you know, play your game, Michigan, and we're not going to try to win the running battle. We're going to start throwing the football, and we're going to, you know, utilize some play-action pass. And off of that, it might open up some things where you guys get beat by a few big plays, a couple touchdowns, and now they've got to start respecting that, you know, that passing attack, and that opens up for a lighter box to run the football.
He's our friend Brady Quinn, the former record-setting All-American quarterback at Notre Dame. He's on the big noon kickoff for the game on Fox, and he's with us now courtesy of the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I think you brought up something very important. I've pointed this out for weeks. Ryan Day loves to call play action even on first down. He's heard the narrative for a year that he coached timid in last year's game, but that would be counterintuitive to what he's done this year, which is he takes what the defense gives him. He's got a young quarterback. He didn't want to put too much on him, and if there's the little 8-yard out, he'll take it. And so the question is, does he go away from that to kind of force aggressiveness because he has some regret from last year?
I don't know that he's going to look at last year, and just from my conversation with him a week ago, I don't know that he's going to look at that and base anything off of that outside of the fact that we didn't execute and do the things they needed to do, in particular in the fourth quarter, in order to win that game, right? I think that's all you really take from that. And I think if there's one other thing that I would look for in this game is, again, he's not going to try to play the game that Michigan has forced him to play the last 4 years. And that's, you know, try to win the rushing battle and put all your emphasis on that as being the thing you need to do in order to win. Ohio State doesn't need to do that with this passing attack and as efficient as Julian's saying is in order to win. So I think it's going to be a number of things. I think play action, like I said, in the passing game early this game will happen often, and I think it will help open up some things. I also think on the flip side, you know, this Michigan defense, it's been interesting to watch in the last 5 weeks or so. They kind of had to come to Jesus moment where they felt like they were pressuring way too much early in the season. That actually ended up leading to some big plays and getting out of the run gap integrity that allowed some big plays in the running game, too, against various opponents. And Wink Martindale's really calmed down some of the pressure that they've brought. But I know that was an internal thing that they battled. It's something that has even played a little bit of a factor in some of the personnel that they've used. But I don't know that I expect Michigan to use quite as much pressure as we saw maybe in the first half of the season. I think they feel like they can win the one-on-one matchups when they do decide to play man-to-man and play more of a sound defense and see if they can't force Ohio State to make some mistakes as opposed to trying to bring a bunch of pressure where they can open up or invite the opportunity for Ohio State to play make some big plays behind some of those pressures.
So Justice Haynes was a really good pickup for Michigan coming out of the portal, as you know. Doesn't look like BQ he's going to go in this one, but Jordan Marshall, it sounds like there's some positivity around his availability for this game. Going from Haynes to Marshall, do you see much of a change to their offense and how they go about the run game going from Haynes to Marshall? Or are you seeing similar things?
No, similar things. I mean, look, I don't think it's so much about Jordan Marshall, because even Kuzdal, when he stepped in, and he's kind of their third back, he's been a guy that they've leaned on. Bredesen, the fullback, will be questionable for this one. It sounds like he's got an injury that's somewhat serious. But again, it's this sort of game that you go to Michigan or you go to Ohio State for. So it sounds like Bredesen, may be playing in this one just to try to get that fullback personnel in there for some of their run game. But I would say this, this really comes down to me. I said the trenches. Michigan's got 3 freshmen playing on that offensive line: left tackle, left guard, right tackle. And then you put Marshall in the backfield as well. Your quarterback's a freshman. Andrew Marsh is a freshman. There's a lot of freshman contributors on Michigan's offense. And I think this is a really, really big moment for them to find out, if they really know what this rivalry is all about and this matchup is all about. So I think that's a big-time edge for Ohio State, who started this season with some inexperience you'd maybe see on the defensive side of the ball. But, now, no one's really inexperienced in that regard. But I think you've got some guys for Michigan who are still kind of, settling into those roles that again, they're going to be leaning on heavily, whether it's Marshall or Marsh in the passing game. They're going to be leaning on heavily for some production. So the only thing I think changes with this rushing attack, even though Haynes has been out, he's been out for a while now, is how much they run Underwood. I would suspect him to run the football a minimum of 10 times in this game. If he doesn't, that's on Chip Lindsey, their offensive coordinator. Well, I think it's struggled to get him into a rhythm this year. But I would suspect that this is a be-all, end-all game for Michigan. If they don't win this, they don't even have a shot at the Big Ten championship, but they're surely not in the playoffs. So I would expect Underwood to keep the football, run the football, a little bit more quarterback design runs for him.
Sounds good, my man. Always enjoy the breakdown. Dress warm. This was great.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me.
Behind Enemy Lines is sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers. Visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Coming up, top of the hour, it's Who's Got the Heat time. We'll apply some pressure to somebody around the world of sports and get back to Ohio State and Michigan. You will hear from Ryan Day about his expectations for Julian Sand next. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Atlas Butler has convenient 2-hour service windows for heating, cooling, and plumbing service. Because nobody likes waiting around. You listen in BMV? Nobody likes waiting around.
Call 1-800-FURNACE. Toyota-thon is on. Get in the spirit of the season with a new Toyota. Now through December 1st, get $3,000 customer cash on remaining new 25 Tundras. Or get 0.99 APR financing plus $1,000 TFS APR cash. With approved credit through TFS, excludes TRD Pro. APR cash must be applied to deal. And every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Relationship benefits at KeyBank reward you for things you were going to do anyway, like using your KeyBank checking account 5 times each month. You could unlock higher interest rates, more cash back, and loan discounts. Now, imagine getting rewarded for other things you were going to do anyway, like high-fiving.
Yes.
Calling your mom.
Hello.
Or petting cute dogs. If only. Learn how simple it is to get benefits when opening a checking account at key.com/relationship. KeyBank opens doors. All credit products subject to credit approval. KeyBank, member FDIC.
Columbus has trusted Atlas Butler for heating and cooling since 1921. They didn't start out doing plumbing because home plumbing wasn't really a thing yet. Yeah, They've been around a while.
Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Drive your dream car home today, no matter your credit history. Hey, it's Phil here at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. We proudly accept all credit types, good, bad, or none. Get pre-approved in minutes and hit the road with confidence. Get your new ride today. Call 614-861-7150 or shop our huge selection online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com. Your perfect ride is credit ready and waiting at Capital Ford of Columbus.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected I'd have low testosterone. I got my labs done and I've been on testosterone replacement therapy with Affinity Whole Health for over 8 years. They're the experts in TRT. So if you've had trouble getting your supply, you know that'll never happen with Affinity. I've never had that issue. Learn why I and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity Whole Health to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, and feel like yourself again. Don't waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Love football, love wings? Put those bad boys together and you get Austin and Vern live at Roosters.
Presented by Bryant Heating and Cooling.
Large amounts of football and all the donkey sauce you can handle. Mondays on the Fans YouTube channel. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. This is the Fans Game Day Scoreboard.
This game day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal. Proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. We've been waiting all season long for 12 o'clock on November 29th, and we are almost there. Only a little bit of sand left in that hourglass until number 1 Ohio State and number 15 Michigan kick off the newest chapter of the game. We got pregame coverage right here on the Fan all morning leading into the game. If you missed it last night, there were 3 ranked matchups in college football before Saturday even started. There was a big one in Austin as number 16 Texas delivered number 3 Texas A&M their first loss of the season. Texas now sits at 9-3, and we'll have to see how the committee handles them. And because A&M lost, that opens the door for number 4 Georgia to play in the SEC championship game following their 16-9 victory over number 23 Georgia Tech last night. Low-scoring affair, but the Bulldogs controlled the entire game. And in the duel in the desert, number 25 Arizona finishes 9-3 after taking down number 20 Arizona State.
The only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank pregame show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. As you prepare for another Buckeye football Saturday, one very important question remains. Who's got the heat?
Sponsored by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing since 1948.
All right, fellas, let's get back to it. Depot, you want to lead us off this week? Who you putting on the Who's Got the Heat list?
It's obvious. Like, the most pressure in this game, the most pressure is on a defending national champion a couple years ago who got vaulted into the job. You almost like, you talk about starting on first base, right? Sharon Moore, right? You inherited this job in a nasty way. You guys win, and you come back. You guys somehow beat Ohio State, get Alabama done, and you've been just kind of just falling over your feet. And for a program that's just holding on for recruits, holding on for the continuation of relevancy, you have to win this game. And I think at 18, just outside of the playoffs, if you can knock off the number 1 team, the pressure to make the right calls, the pressure to execute on, first down. And like, can you imagine that? Right? Like, you woke up on Monday and said, I have to solve this Matt Patricia defensive mystery box to go to the playoffs. Nobody's had a tougher week than him in Ohio or Michigan, saying, I have to beat this.
I think he's got like the opposite of heat. I think he's kind of overperformed.
No, well, I'm saying today in terms of the magic, does his fairy dust get blown off? Like, and no one knew except for him at the start of the week, like, yeah, we don't got a shot.
The offensive game planners for Michigan have a tall task. Yes.
That's pressure. So I got Sharon Moore.
And I'm at a point to where Matt Patricia, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got something up his sleeve that he hasn't shown yet, right? Because to your point, from top down, Texas all the way down, we've seen him confuse a lot of quarterbacks and have a lot of offense is just in a stranglehold, right, all year long. And so this is two really young quarterbacks in this game. And so both young quarterbacks have to deal with experienced defensive coordinators, because on Michigan's side of things, it's Wink Martindale. Wink Martindale's been in the NFL, been at Michigan. Yep. In the NFL, he was known as a really aggressive play caller coming after people. Haven't done that as much, so we shall see if that continues. But I'm going with Julian saying, like, this is the moment, right? The dude's been lights out all year, very efficient all season, but this is a different test, a much different and bigger test for him. So going on the road in this atmosphere, maybe dealing with some conditions that aren't as comfortable as you would want it for a young quarterback in an offense. I cannot wait to see what it looks like. And the reason why I'm pointing in on Julian, or locking in on Julian, is this. The last 3 years of this rivalry, Will Howard, Kyle McCord, C.J. Stroud all have 2 interceptions attached to their name in this game. And so over the last 3 games, Michigan's come away with 6 interceptions in the game. So I think if Julian can just play clean the way he has the majority of this year, obviously that's going to go a long way. But just early on in the game, how quickly can he get his nerves settled? Because, look, he's going to feel them. We don't know.
He doesn't have nerves.
It doesn't seem that way. He doesn't show them, but I just have to imagine as a human, man, you're going to feel the weight of all this. Because you guys were talking during the break, just being in this game, right? And just feeling like you're in a movie sometimes, right? And so I'm going to put a little bit of heat on Julian. I've got confidence, obviously, in the skill set. How can I not at this point? But just from the neck up today, we just don't know how he's going to handle this. And sometimes you got to feel these moments and go through some of the tough times to come out on the other side. And maybe he doesn't have to deal with that. But I'm going to go with Julian and put some heat on him today.
I like that. And I think he's passed all his football tests with like straight A's. And this is the final, not the final exam, but he was a graceful backup, right? First start. You wonder, will you see any, like, you haven't seen this kid rattled.
Oh.
You wonder, do you see it today?
That's what I'm going with. Dane, who you got?
I mean, aside from everybody wearing scarlet, the heat, I'm not putting the heat on, but I'm acknowledging the heat. A loss in this game falls squarely on one dude's shoulders. He's going to have to carry it, whether it's his fault or not, and that's Coach Day.
He gets
he will, and that's just the way it is. That's not me saying like, "Hey, Coach, you better." That the heat in this game lies there. I mean, it's like he knows it, whether it's his fault or not, whether he calls a perfect game. Like, this is his legacy, and this is this Ohio State team, sure. But if it doesn't go well, all the media, all the national media, all the local media, he's got to carry it. The upside, that's the reality. That's just what it is. The upside of that is when you get over that hump.
Oh, yeah. That deep breath,
So with it comes the ultimate like feeling of like, hey, there you go. There you go. You wanted to see it? There it is. Leave me alone.
He had to feel some of that after last year's game. Now, he was able to put the ultimate Band-Aid on that wound, right, with the national championship trophy. But to your point, this goes south again, that noise is going to be even louder, I think, this year. And so, look, he knows it.
Own it.
They all know it.
It just is what it is.
It feels to me that he and the players are in a good mental space right now. Like, to me, it just feels that way this year.
I love this team.
Yeah.
I mean, and I do think there is a healthy amount of youthful ignorance for these guys because it is a relatively young team. I watch them play, and they're playing loose. They're businesslike. I don't see, you don't even hear from them that much. I think they should feel like they're in a pretty good place going into this one. I mean, we thought that last year, too.
For sure. Yeah, last few years. But I get what you're saying. Who's Got the Heat is brought to you by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing since 1948. Want to play this for you guys. Here's Coach Day on his expectations for Julian Sayin going into the game.
To continue to do what he's done and, lead the team to a victory. That's it at the end of the day. And what does that look like? It depends on how the game plays out. But he's got to do his job and make great decisions. And ultimately, be the guy that leads the team to victory. That's the number one goal. The rest of it is gravy. So, he's got to do as good a job as anybody in the building this week. I'll get out in front of it. He's got to communicate, handle the environment and what comes with it. he's shown composure this year, but again, now he's going to be his best.
Let me ask you guys this. If we find out here in the next couple of hours that Carnell Tate does not play, how does that change your mind, the offensive approach for Ohio State today?
If I could have one, it would be 4.
Okay.
If I could have 2, it would be great. And I think I would love to have Carnell Tate at full speed with a calf in the cold in Michigan. It's scary a little bit.
For sure.
It's a little scary, and I would love to see him at full strength at the Big Ten Championship if Jeremiah is still kind of nursing what he's nursing. But I would love to have Jeremiah out there today.
Let me ask you guys this. As 2 former wide receivers dealing with, and it's been reported that it is maybe a calf that Carnell's been dealing with, the effects of that, because like the explosive part of that, the ramping up of that, like how, if he's 70%, what does that do to a wide receiver like Carnell Tate and his abilities in the game?
It's like a flat tire, you just plugged it, and you just want to drive at 100 miles an hour. That hole could come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speculate on injury stuff. I don't know how he's feeling.
Yeah.
It would be great to have him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a game decider. I feel like this one player or 2, of course, it's like that offense is a little bit hindered without both of those threats out there, of course. But you can still win this game without them. I think this one hinges on the overall team. Like, this is such a talented Ohio State team. This is such a talented Ohio State defense. I mean, you want to have everybody full speed, but you're at the end of the year. Everybody's got a little something. Like that maybe you're not full speed. Maybe Michigan's dealing with a couple guys that aren't 100%. I think they've got a few guys that are like, we're doing okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It just is what it is at this point. And that's why I love listening to the sound from Coach Day and coming out of the Ohio State locker room. That's just what it needs to be. We'll take the guys we got. We're going to put them out there, and we're going to be prepared. Like, at this point, hay's in the barn. Mm-hmm. It's like, whether he goes or not, we're gonna put the guys we got out there and run with it. And we think that we're better than you. And maybe it turns old school. I don't know. But, like, I don't throw up a big alarm if they're not out there. It sounds probably kind of silly. Maybe I think this is player me talking. I'm listening to me talk. I think this is player me talking.
But you got to have that kind of mindset.
Because I'm listening to all the fans. Well, of course, like the line will change, and like, of course, they're not better if they don't have their best rider. Say, I get that, guys. I get it. But I'm just saying, from a locker room perspective, I don't care.
I think for the fans, I get that.
Care.
I get that. For the fans, though, if they find out in the next few hours that Carnell doesn't play, I think the anxiety will ramp up a lot higher than where it is already.
No doubt true.
Can I give you guys a Heisman moment today?
Talk about it.
For Julian saying, you go out and get it done. Obviously, you hear the interviews. Oh, this is Jeremiah's award. No, this is Julian. This is Julian's award. No. This is Julian Sands' opportunity with a limping receiver. One, if he has 2, what you said, to go out and execute and not have 2 interceptions without your best pass catchers. I think that does solidify him as one of the top 2 candidates for the Heisman. Go gets it done today.
We're going to take a break. We'll come back with our East to West segment, and then we will hit you with our final thoughts on the game. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hi, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Coming up, more football talk on The Fan.
That's right, Bob. And just like our hometown team, Worthington Jewelers is all about tradition, family, and winning moments.
Celebrate your victories with us, your hometown jeweler, Worthington Jewelers.
If you're ready to step off the sidelines
and into a position that impacts your community,
then join the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
Just like football, it takes teamwork, dedication, and drive.
And at the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, you can and will make a difference.
Join one of the highest paying law enforcement agencies in Ohio.
And make change happen in the community,
in the lives of others,
and in your own life.
Join the winning team.
Apply at sheriff.franklincountyohio.gov.
What's up? It's Matty Ice. Black Friday deals are here, and they're happening all month long at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Right now, you can lease a brand new 25 or 26 Chevy Trax LT for just $299 a month for 36 months, or if you prefer to finance, get it for only $329 a month for 84 months for qualified buyers. With over 20 tracks in stock, you're sure to find the perfect fit for your lifestyle. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
We're back to football talk, but before we kick off, a quick thanks to Bob and the team at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Whether it's game day or every day, we're here to help you celebrate life's biggest moments.
Worthington Jewelers, your hometown jeweler.
What he said.
Plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs. It's time to get what you deserve. Join a team that offers better wages, secure pensions, employee-paid health care, and free training and continuing education. Apprentices, you'll earn while you learn. No student debt, just a solid future. It's more than a job, it's a career. Visit UALocal189.com and take the first step today.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see sunshine to start in some spots with increasing clouds throughout the day and then chances of snow showers later with highs in the upper 30s. For tonight, the snow chances develop overnight with possibly some mixing with rain. Lows right around the freezing mark and breezy winds could see a little bit of accumulation. As we go into Sunday, chances of rain and snow persist, and then that ends by early afternoon, otherwise cloudy with our highs near the 40s and gusty winds. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact forecast.
It's finally here. Rivalry Week.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
We're talking about the Buckeyes and meat chicken all damn week. Join us, The Fan. The ultimate way to get ready for another Buckeye victory. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. It's the Fan's East to West.
All right, welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. A couple Big Ten games already done. Friday night, Indiana takes care of Purdue 56-3. And that one, Iowa puts up 40 on the board. Seeing Iowa score 40 is just crazy. I don't care who they're playing. Iowa beat Nebraska 40-16. Outside of Ohio State and Michigan, you will have Oregon taking on Washington at 3:30, Wisconsin, Minnesota at 3:30 as well. Last game in the 3:30 window will be Penn State at Rutgers. Couple 7 o'clock games for you. Maryland at Michigan State, 7:30. UCLA at USC, and then Northwestern at Illinois rounds out the Big Ten schedule for today. Let's get back into Ohio State and Michigan. One thing that stuck with me throughout the week, and we've been unpacking this game all morning, is that the second half team has been the winner of the games the last couple of years. And so Michigan has outscored Ohio State in the second half of these games during the 4-game losing streak. So they've come out of the locker room and been the better team. To me, that's not the end-all be-all. It just jumped out to me that Ohio State hasn't been as clean and as efficient as they want to be in the third and fourth quarter. And so that's one thing I can't wait to see, too, because I'm not expecting a blowout on either side. Obviously, I don't think Michigan's going to blow out Ohio State. I just think these games just find a way to be tight, and I would be surprised if that's not the case again today. So, Dane, that's something I'm looking for as well. And we've seen them have a couple games, a Texas game, the Washington game, where the scoreboard, there wasn't a lot of separation from their opponent at the time. But in the third quarter, they found a way to get busy and do what they do. And so hopefully that can show itself today if they need to go down that road.
That has been the pattern. It has seemed like this season, a little bit of last season, but this season, you're waiting for it, but you're like, okay, this is well within our hands, even if the game is tight at halftime.
For sure.
This one will not feel like that, if that is the case. That said, maybe it's me emotionally hedging, but like if they're down at halftime, that's almost what I want to see. I want to see who that Ohio State team is. I want to see
want the Dan wait, you were attacking Dan last week.
Yeah, I was attacking Dan for his take as a whole.
So you want to see Ohio State down? You want them tested like that? Is my point? I guess that's what I'm asking. You think that's a good thing for us?
In this game, I think it's the ultimate flex if they can come back and completely exercise.
Dane, I don't think Buckeye Nation is liking what you're saying right now. I don't think they want to be.
I can't deal with this. Why are you doing this to me?
I don't think they want to be
putting this in. I got to drive home thinking about this last day.
Is this the player in you talking again? Because I don't think fans
want to see this.
Want to be there.
Well, fans want to win by 100
for sure.
That's what.
But I'm just saying, like, if it is not the end of the world, if this is a tight game,
it is for me. I want to see Oregon. Like the second Oregon game of the second Oregon game is how I like to feel watching Ohio State. Every game, I want to fit. Do you know how?
I'm going to trust you guys. I must be wrong.
No, it's right.
Because good gracious, like
no, you're just.
I've had a bad weekend. I got to learn not to trust what I'm saying. So maybe I'm wrong.
Here's the thing, Dave. I just don't know if a lot of Buckeye fans would feel good about being down and want to see that as some type of challenge, an experiment.
I'm telling you, I'm in a. I can't get out of a player headspace right now.
And I get
you're talking to me. You're talking, and I don't. You're talking to me about like, oh, this guy plays, this guy doesn't play, and in my head, I'm trying to say stuff, but I'm like, I don't care.
It's next man up mentality.
Play or don't play.
I get you.
Whatever.
I get
play
you.
or don't play. If we're in there at halftime, we're down. I don't care.
Let me tell you this. Social media.
If you were one of the 17 or 4, you're playing. You're playing.
What'd you say?
If you were 17 or 4 with your mentality in this game, growing up on the Toledo line, you're picking Ohio State so you can wear jeans. You're playing today in this game.
If you're Carnell or Jeremiah, right?
I can't get out of. I don't care if we're down at halftime. I don't care if we're down in the third. Like I
gotta win.
I don't care.
I hear you.
So that's why I'm like, I can't wear it as a fan. Like, ooh, I'm going to get nervous if I don't care.
I get that. But
so that's why I'm trying to I'm not trying to make anybody nervous. Maybe I should just like preface, like if I'm in my player mode or I'm in my like radio and I thought I was doing radio until you guys just all looked at me like I was talking crazy. That's what's in these guys' head. Maybe I'll sling it that way. Let me take you inside of Ohio State's head. That's how I believe they are and ought to be thinking. I don't care. Don't ask me any more questions about who's playing. And, if we're down at halftime, okay, be shaking in your boots out there. We're not. Okay, I don't care.
If they go down.
We're doing our thing.
If they go into the locker room down, social media is going to be a mess for Buckeye Nation. I'm telling you, it's going to be, everybody's going to be shook. Because they're just going to feel like they're watching the same movie again. So I think that is a player perspective. I'd be shocked if fans want what you just said and want that type of challenge.
You got to be a sicko to want it, but that's what I want the players to feel, because it's like the ultimate. If you pull yourself out of that, you've answered every question that there is to be answered.
I can get that. Depot, kind of final thoughts, just anything that you really are locked in on that you want to see, maybe even out of the gate in this one.
Heavily invested into all of the antics right now. From an observation standpoint, I'm checking all lines in the sand, right? Like pregame, I have to watch it by myself in silence. I want to see if guys are cowering away. You want to see what that warm-up looks like. You want to see what that first quarter, that kickoff, are you running through somebody's face? Like all of those little things matter to me. Are we breaking the huddle going the wrong way? Are we lining up? Are we jumping off sides? Those penalties, those type of things are like the silver lining in the game that if you win the game, you know in film that's what's going to be talked about. If you lose a game, it's going to be amplified. So go into it saying, it's not going to be me jumping off sides. It's not going to be me getting a personal foul penalty. It won't be me not doing my job. And so I'm checking all assignments. It's more than a game, obviously.
I'm putting eye black on when I get home.
Yeah, I was about to say, I might wear my helmet and sit on the couch with my chin strap buckled.
Yeah. And I'm going to accidentally bump into stuff so it kind of gets smeared a little bit.
With my mouthpiece. I'm gonna watch a game with my helmet and my mouthpiece in.
It's one of those days, man. You got to do whatever you got to do, man, to get this thing done.
Receivers don't wear their mouthpieces anymore. They just let it dangle so they can talk some trash.
And sometimes two of them that those guys will have on, too.
That's the new thing. They got two mouthpieces hanging down.
Next trend.
And neither of them are being used.
A lot of trust in this defense. How can we not have trust in the defense after what we've seen? Defense, I think, will travel. Look, there's been a lot of talk this week about Michigan using Bryce Underwood and his legs more in this game. Would not be surprised if that's the case. But they've been challenged a few times. Arch Manning, Damon Williams against Washington, those guys didn't do much of anything on the ground as far as real damage goes. So you got to have the trust in Patricia, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles to fly around and do what they've done all year. In the two games that Michigan has lost this year, they fell below 350 yards in total of offense in the game, right? And so that would be a surprise to me to see Ohio State give up that amount of yards or more and also have Michigan march up and down the field and execute in the red zone. We were talking about that during one of the breaks because when teams have gone down there, they've thrown up a brick wall. So that's where I'm at with this game. I think the defense will hold it down. I think maybe early on the offense may have a little bit of some speed bumps in there with the two guys coming back and Julian on the road in a big-time game like this. But in time, I think they will figure this thing out, and I think they're going to get it done. I think they're going to get it done this year in a hostile environment. Dane, final thoughts before we get up out of here.
I echo what you say. I think that I agree with you. I think this team is in a really good spot. To me, Caleb Downs can be a real X factor in this game.
Yep.
He's one of my favorite Buckeyes of all time. I just love watching him and how he plays the game. So while he might not have the direct impact on the play, he's such an important piece of this. And when you have guys like that, like
is he a shirt tucked in guy? For sure.
Yeah, man.
It's all about business.
My guy's serious, man.
He's just all about business.
These guys are just serious. And there are some guys like you have to take comfort in this is your team. Yeah. Nobody would want another roster besides ours. For sure. We have the guys. So I feel like they go out there, their mind's in the right place. I'm excited to see it.
And you'll have your helmet on watching the game. Depot, final 30 seconds. What do you got?
Final thoughts, man. Just excited to see this rivalry get flipped, and watch this game. I don't got nothing to say. Like, the gloves are off.
Can I rephrase too? It's not that I want to be down at halftime. Can you imagine though? The Michigan crowd thinking they got another one in their hands. Can you imagine on the flip side? Yeah, Buckeye Nation's going crazy. And can you imagine Michigan be like, we got him again. And then, whoosh. What would be better than that?
Then we win 10 straight.
What would be better than that?
It'd be great. Be great theater. That is for sure. I hear what you're saying. Fellas, good to see you again. Yep. Happy holidays. TLC, great job on the board. Buckeye Nation, happy holidays to you as well. The Buckeye coverage does not stop. We're going to hand this thing over to Anthony Rothman, Tim May, and Dave Biddle. Do not move. This has been the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
It's rivalry week, and dare I say the most rivalist one ever. Me Talk Pretty.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.
Toyotathon is on. Get in the spirit of the season with a new Toyota. Now through December 1st, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corollas and Corolla hybrids. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross. Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $199 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, football fans, it's November in Ohio, and you know what that means. It's time to face that state up north in a battle to claim forgotten funds. Join us in the statewide challenge and visit com.ohio.gov/radio to help support Ohio's takedown of Michigan. The state with the most searches wins. Who knows? Unclaimed funds could help you buy a seat to the big game next year. Claim your money today at com.ohio.gov/radio.
Drive your dream car home today, no matter your credit history. Hey, it's Phil here at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. We proudly accept all credit types, good, bad, or none. Get pre-approved in minutes and hit the road with confidence. Get your new ride today. Call 614-861-7150 or shop our huge selection online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com. Your perfect ride is credit ready and waiting at Capital Ford of Columbus.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected I'd have low testosterone. I got my labs done and I've been on testosterone replacement therapy with Affinity Whole Health for over 8 years. They're the experts in TRT. So if you've had trouble getting your supply, you know that'll never happen with Affinity. I've never had that issue. Learn why I and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity Whole Health to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, and feel like yourself again. Don't waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Looking for a career where you can grow and make a difference? Apply today to join the Bridge Credit Union family. In addition to great pay, Bridge Credit Union offers bonuses, health benefits, paid time off, and a retirement plan with employer match. Bridge also has professional development programs to help you advance your skills. It's not just a job, it's your future. Ready to take the next step? Apply online at bridgecu.org. That's bridgecu.org and start your journey today.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.